Open up for questions. If you have questions, please indicate in the chat portion. Zoom, Coach.
Okay, first of all, we're glad to be back home. We're hosting the defending national champs. We've had three really consecutive tough losses. You look back at 2017, we went up 20-0. They had a big punt return, got the momentum, losing that game. You think about 2018, we were up the whole game here at home. We had two 15-yard penalties on the last drive. They kicked a field goal the last play of the game. And, of course, last year, it was a dogfight all the way down to the end. And tough one. So I will tell you this, our guys are extremely excited and motivated to play this game. 2:30 CBS kick. And like I said, playing at home, I think that's really big. This will be our sixth consecutive SEC game. You look at LSU and you see a team that each week has improved and probably played their best game. Overall, they got a bunch of, new guys like we do, and you can tell they're improving. And, of course, for us, last week was a really big road win. Real proud of our guys that the way that they won. They found a way to win, and I think 3 out of the 4 close games, our guys have found a way to win, which, I really think is going to help us moving forward. Questions?
Our first question is from Steve Moulton.
Coach, if you could comment on what you saw out of the LSU quarterback last week, JT Finley, and really what you guys are anticipating, because at least from Coach Orgeron, he's kind of up in the air as to who the quarterback will be.
Yeah, well, first of all, I was very impressed with the young guy. They ran the football, and he made some really good throws, some in really tight coverage. So, but the big thing is they were able to run the football successfully with him playing quarterback.
What kind of improvement did you see out of your team from South Carolina to Ole Miss, Coach?
Yeah, I think it was just the overall, kind of getting back to playing good old hard-nosed Auburn football was the big thing. On the sidelines, our guys were really picking each other up. We handled adversity extremely well. And like I said, just that feeling on the sideline that, our guys felt like we were going to win the whole game no matter what the score was and the circumstances. So that was really what I took, from last week.
Tom Green is next.
Gus, last night the SEC came out and said that kickoff late in the game should have been reviewed. I guess that's twice in the last 3 games that the SEC's had to come out after the fact about a play that happened in the game. Just what do you think about this perception that you guys have gotten some fortunate breaks, or people discrediting that this team is 3-2 right now because of those?
Yeah, I mean, we had a kickoff return call back that was a tough one. So that's just the way it goes, and, we won the game.
Next is Mark Murphy.
Yes, what can you guys do to improve the pass rush in the second half of the season?
Well, that's one of the things that we've talked about the last, 2 weeks, and we got to continue to build upon that and, make quarterbacks uncomfortable. That's going to be a big factor, this second part of the season to help our defensive backs out.
It looks like Colby Wooden's making a lot of progress. Are there any other young guys that could do that too?
Yeah, I think it's really all the above. And, of course, Big Cat, obviously, I think he's getting healthier, which, is a definite plus too.
Thanks.
Next is Jordan Hill.
Yes, I wanted to ask about Colby right now. He's leading the SEC in tackles for loss. Just how important has his emergence up front been this year?
Yeah, well, it's been huge. He's a tough guy too, and just you can see him improving each week. He uses his hands extremely well. He understands blocking schemes. He's just improving each week, and that's what we got to have.
JB Tate is next.
Yeah, Gus, as a percentage of your runs, you've been gapping more these last couple games, and you've been having some good success out of that. Tell me kind of why you go that direction. Are your guys getting better at that through repping, or how does that work?
Yeah, I think really I think it's all above what you just said. I think to be a good run team, you got to have zone and gap, to slow the linebackers down and everything that goes with it. And then, if you're facing a team that likes to pressure, a lot of times gap's better than zone. So, it's just a matter of being able to do both when the time calls upon, and then you got to figure out too, your opponent, and what's the best to do versus the opponent. So, but I've always believed you got to have both.
Justin Ferguson's next.
Hey guys, did you feel like Bo looked a lot more comfortable in that game on Saturday, especially early? He had that early interception against South Carolina, kind of changed the game there. Did you just feel like he was kind of locked in from the beginning? Because that's what it looked like from us.
Yeah, there's no doubt he was definitely locked in, and and we were able to run the football, and I think that helps everything. That's all the above. Helps the line, helps the quarterback, helps the receivers, and that's Auburn football, and that's what we talked about going in, and our guys did a good job of that. And I think for the third week in a row, we've rushed for 200 yards, and just got to keep building upon that, and that'll help everyone.
How much does it help when Bo gets involved in the running game as much as he did in the Ole Miss game?
Yeah, anytime your quarterback can be a run threat, it opens up for the running back and just kind of makes one more stress, especially on the perimeter, and makes him play a little more honest. So, I think his ability to get the ball on the edge, has been really good, the last couple weeks.
Steve Moulton has a follow-up.
Yes, Coach. I know there's been a lot of questions about the offensive line, and now with Counsell out, tell me how the transition has gone without Brandon.
Yeah, we finished the game with Keandre Jones, which, I think he's in a good spot to take that next step. We need a good week of practice. And then we got Austin Troxell, too, that, is a veteran guy, too. So, big weeks for both those guys, along with our guys that have been playing. And you have seen the guys improve, the last, couple weeks. And, of course, we talked about last time is the first time 2 weeks in a row we had the same five. Now, obviously, we're not going to have one of those five, but, just trying to keep developing that continuity.
And as much as I hear you mention about the progression of the run game, I'm curious pass protection, blocking wise, are you pleased with how your running backs are picking up those types of pressures?
Yeah, I think that's just part of the progression with everything. This is going to be week 6, so we ought to be getting better in all phases.
Next is AP Stidham.
Yes, good morning, Coach. Coach, I was looking at your yards per catch with your receivers. Williams is right at there 18 plus, and the other two receivers, Stove and Anthony Schwartz, under 9. What can be done to get the other two fellas closer to the 18, to get them the ball down the field or get them in space where they can make yards after the catch?
Yeah, of course, explosive plays are real important. Running the football and explosive plays, and so we're at the halfway point of the year. We got 5 games left, and really feel like you'll see that number improve, with Eli and Schwartz.
Next is Tom Green.
Hey, Gus. Do you have an update on the latest round of COVID testing?
Yes, we're all negative, the last one.
Cedric Jackson didn't play against Ole Miss. What's his status?
Yeah, he's questionable. He had an injury that, in the South Carolina game, tried to return, couldn't. So he's questionable probably at best.
Next is Jordan Hill.
Yes, to the point on the offensive line, last week LSU sacked South Carolina 5 times. Just how big of a test is this going to be with this new look line this week?
Yeah, there's no doubt it's going to be a test. I think they're leading the league in sacks. They got 2 or 3 guys that can flat get after the quarterback, especially on the edge. And so we're going to have to do a really good job, whether it's scheme or whether it's situational. Because when they pin their ears back and they know it's pass, they're very effective, very impressive watching them on film.
Nathan King is next.
Hey, Gus. Hey, kind of just going back to Seth. Obviously, he had that huge game, bunch of highlight reel plays. How much does it kind of open up y'all's offense when he is, feeling confident and motivated that he can be the number one guy and that he's making a lot of big plays like that? How much does that open everything else up?
Yeah, he's been a pretty dynamic guy. I mean, he's had, 3 or 4 game-winning touchdowns, and so he's a guy that is an impact player. And, obviously when you have your best guys playing their best, I mean, it opens everything else up. But, it's really good that, he bounced back. I mean, that's a sign of a really good player, and I expect him to continue that. And but like I said, he's an impact player.
Next is Mark Murphy.
Yeah, how's Tank handling the load? 5 straight SEC games in a row.
I think he's handled it pretty well. Of course, obviously with the addition of getting Shivers back, I mean, I thought it was a really good 1-2 punch. Both of them are running extremely hard. Both of them have breakaway speed. They can both break tackles, and so I think those guys are settling down. Like I said, DJ Williams got a little banged up on the one carry that he had, so hopefully he'll be okay. Mark Anthony Richards is a guy that each week has improved and starting to play more in special teams. So, just keep developing those other guys.
Thanks.
I have a follow-up from JB Tate.
Yeah, Gus, when you signed Pegues, man, I thought he was kind of a sideshow, just like a 300-pound H-back. I mean, who could run, obviously. But he damn near killed a guy in this Ole Miss game on kind of doing a split zone situation. Talk about his development and the way he's kind of becoming the player that you really need at that position this year.
Yeah, he's getting more comfortable with the offense, and so I think, like we talked about on Sunday, you'll see him be more of a bigger factor moving forward. He's got really good hands. You saw the run he made in the Wildcat, a couple of weeks ago, and he's an enforcer as far as blocking. That one was a split zone that was really good. So he's a guy that you'll see more of the last half of the season.
We have time for a few more. Our first one is from Justin Ferguson.
Hey, Gus, I saw that, on Saturday, Xavion played a little bit more, but you also got Kalen and Kobe in the game more. How important is it for this offense that those guys are getting more involved, getting some more snaps at receiver?
Yeah, we looked at Seth's play numbers against South Carolina. He played a lot of snaps, and just trying to develop those young guys, get them on the field more, and then at the same time, get a blow for our top guys. So you'll see those guys continue to play more and get more experience, which I think will help, all the stuff involved with that.
Our last one today is a follow-up from Steve Moulton.
Yes, Coach. Coach Ogeron mentioned about simplifying the defense there at LSU. I'm wondering maybe what you've seen specifically out of LSU the last couple of games.
Well, I mean, I think you've seen that defensive side get better each week. They do have a bunch of young guys or new guys, and so just trying to get that experience. But, you can see them the last couple of weeks have improved, and we'll see what their plan is. But, they definitely have improved.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much.